Hey guys, it's Saturday the 4th of November and I'm here with your weekly comic reviews. First up for DC we have Batman the White Knight. Now, I've also been reading Metal and I've been reading this at the same time, and to me I'm always trying to decide which one I prefer. This week has totally swayed me back in the way of White Knight. The character development and what they're doing with some of the characters is just amazing. Like, I really like, spoilers if you've not read this yet, that Harley isn't actually Harley in this. There's another Harley to explain the New 52 costume change. So old Harley turns up as Harleen Quinzel, and yeah, the whole kind of point of her leaving Joker, this other Harley came in to replace her, and that's why there was this change in Harley, which is a really clever way of doing that plot point and a really good way of getting a more rational Harley back as Dr. Harleen Quinzel, rather than having this kind of crazy, more recent Suicide Squad like Harley. And on top of that, you've got this plan that Joker is enacting maniacally well, and just everything about the story so far has just been excellent. Like, every point, at no point have I felt you've not really represented that character well. You kind of changed that character a bit. I'm like, if this was this world and this was what was happening, that's exactly how I think that character would react, and I find that quite rare. And on top of that, the art in this is just great for this style of comic. Like, the things that are happening are gritty and harsh, and I feel that that's represented in a lot of the artwork. There's some scenes that really struck out at me this week. You've got like the cold, callous one that I've loved of Freeze reaching up to touch Nora. You've had the scene where Harley and Joker, Harley's waiting in bed, horrified at the fact that she's realized that Joker doesn't love her, he loves Batman, and this thing that she's wanting can never exist, and it's again portrayed in a way that's just, nope, this is what it is, and no kind of beating around the bush with it. It is a Batman comic for Batman fans, and that's great. I'm really enjoying it so far. Up next for Marvel this week we have Darth Vader. I love the Darth Vader series. We're on number 7 now, and we've moved past Darth getting his lightsaber, and we're now on to him training up a squadron to take out the remaining Jedi not killed in Order 66. Again, just some of the stuff that's dealt with in this comic is amazing. It starts off with Vader cutting off most of his unit's limbs, and when he's questioned about it, he just says, they'll never forget this. They will suffer and they will grow from it. Obviously very much reflecting his own experiences and trying to instill that in other people, and it's just why I love reading comics about Vader, like especially right after when he just becomes Vader. This very wanting to prove himself to the Emperor, will do anything, and the brutality mixed with the compassion that we saw when he was trying to corrupt the Kyber crystal to become a red crystal for his lightsaber. You see these scenes with Obi-Wan, you see these scenes with Padme, and you can get this complete dichotomy in his character, and it's absolutely amazing. And just to know that that person exists within Vader while he's doing all this, much as he would want to admit it or not, is just great. Yeah, it's just a great written comic. Like, as I said, it's on 7 now, so you'll probably be able to pick up the trade of this around about now, I would imagine. So if you've not read it yet and you're a fan of Star Wars, please pick up the new Vader series. It is absolutely amazing. And finally for this week we have a new one from Image, Gravediggers, number 1. I like where the story is going in this. I always like supernatural and Lovecraftian-esque monsters, hordes coming forward and trying to kill everyone, with no one really knowing what's happening and trying to solve that mystery. That kind of storyline really appeals to me. And the only downfall I think of this is sometimes the art can feel a bit jarring, and I know I am quite particular with my art, so for people who are just looking at this going, that looks fine. Oh no, happily, like if you're fine with that, that's cool. For me, sometimes there's a few panels that I was just like, this really doesn't feel like I'm getting Image's best art. I feel like I'm getting a kind of just like, oh, it'll do sort of thing. Some of the detailing's not that great, and it just felt maybe a bit rushed. I don't know. It could just be the art style, but that's the difference. Like, what is art style and what is rushed? So, As I said, the storyline's very compelling, so I'll probably pick up the next few just to see where the story's going. But if you're a fan of that kind of genre and you're liking the art, like, go for it. It seems to be quite a strong title. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. Keep reading, keep watching. I'll catch you next time.